Good day, everyone. I'm grateful to bring you this in the news article, which is very significant. And you need to think about the repercussions of what this information and what this news actually means. And this is with regards to Patrice Motsepe funding most of the larger parties within South Africa. And in this article from News 24, and you'll find the link to this article in the description below this video, as well as in the first comment underneath the video. And if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. Click the bell icon to get notifications. Many of you ask why you don't receive notifications. Click the bell icon, and then you can join this channel as a member. We have a 1,000-strong community, and when you're part of that community, you will get additional content. So, Patrice Motsepe is funding the EFF and the Freedom Front Plus. What do they have in common? And in this article, it says party funding. Several parties benefit from Patrice Motsepe's deep pockets. Now, he's obviously an extremely wealthy person. Patrice Motsepe's companies donated more than 13 million to parties across the political spectrum. Between October and December of 2021. Now, this is important to understand because as a business person, he is covering all his angles. He is just showing how business, large corporations can control politics. And to continue, the single biggest donation was to the ANC, 15 million from a Shell-linked trust. Several other companies donated to multiple parties. So what they are saying in this article is not just Patrice Motsepe, but several other companies out there also donated to multiple parties. Why? They want their business interests looked after. How can you trust a party that takes donations from large corporations? You cannot. Let me continue. And this is why we need the direct elections system in place, where if individuals are funded when they run for president or whoever by large corporations, and you have a system where they have to declare that, the public themselves can decide, and they can only blame themselves if they elect an idiot. I'll start with the article. What do the EFF and Freedom Front Plus have in common? Big question mark. Now think about that. These two parties, which are at the extreme ends of the political spectrum, received donations from Patrice Motsepe's Harmony Gold Mining Company and African Rainbow Minerals between October and December 2021. The ANC, DA and IFP also benefited from Patrice Motsepe-linked companies, largesse of more than 13.4 million this past quarter. This was part of a trend involving one donor giving money to several parties during the third quarter of the current financial year. This is not a trend. This has been happening since forever. Now that they have to actually show who funds them, this is only coming to the fore now. But this has always been the case. Our politicians have never been in charge. We do not have a democracy. We do not even have a government, because you can see it, as I always say, through the evidence. They say this was detected in declarations that the Electoral Commission of South Africa released on Tuesday. However, the single biggest donation went to one party. On the 21st of December 2021, the ANC received 15 million from the Bata Trust. Now remember, they were in financial difficulty, they couldn't pay salaries, etc. I covered that. Look who bailed them out. Cyril Ramaphosa's brother-in-law. Because Cyril is married to Patrice Motsepe's sister. At the time, people were protesting plans, petroleum giant Shell plans for seismic exploration off the Wild Coast. Shell has the ANC-run government support for the seismic exploration, and then they carry on about how the Minister of Energy, Gwedi Mantashe, then attacked these people protesting the Shell explorations. So what they are saying is that you're buying your loyalty, and it's absolutely the case. The original trustees of the Bata Trust were luminaries such as former President Nelson Mandela, Walter Sisulu, and Beyers Naudé. It was formed in 1992, and it has close ties to the ANC. It holds about 47% of the black-owned investment group Tebe, which has a 28% stake in Shell's downstream business in South Africa. So this is politics getting directly involved with business, and business driving the policies of decision makers in government. The complete opposite of a democracy, the complete opposite of anything fair or caring for citizens or loving your country or any of those words that politicians can't get across their lips anymore. But this is not the biggest interest to me at this stage. Donors such as Harmony Gold Mining Company, African Rainbow Minerals, South African Breweries, and 360 Health are among the corporates that made donations to multiple parties. That's what I want to illustrate here. This is not just Patrice Motsepe doing this. There are many companies doing this. And they did it knowing that this will be shown to the public. So imagine what they did before. Harmony Gold Mining Company donated as follows: ANC 5.8 million, DA 2.1 million, EFF 1.01 million, IFP 343,000, Freedom Front Plus 242,000. So yes, it is a scale, but everyone is looked after. They're making sure that everyone gets something. It's interesting that the IFP got more than the Freedom Front Plus. African Rainbow Minerals donated the same amounts to all of the above parties except the ANC. This is African Rainbow Minerals. Donated the same amounts to all of the above parties except the ANC. However, donated 5.8 million to the ANC in the previous quarter. Motsepe has been associated with the ANC in the past. He is the brother-in-law of President Cyril Ramaphosa. The DA and EFF each received 100,000 rand from SAB. Good ATM and Patriotic Alliance each received 200,000 from 360 Health, an administration service provider in the health sector. An administration service provider in the health sector. And the EFF got 150,000 donation in kind as well as 600,000 in cash. The ANC got 800,000 from 360 Health. Naspers donated 1 million to the ANC following its 1 million donation to the DA in the previous quarter. Vodacom donated 5 million to the Multi-Party Democratic Fund, which is now at 5,007,000. So for the first time now, a big company is going to donate it to this Multi-Party Democracy Fund, which will now distribute that money across the various parties in what they call equity. So think about what this means. The DA's biggest donation came from Fynbos Equitate, whose one director is CAPITEC founder Michiel Leroux. Leroux was also one of the authors of the report the DA commissioned after its dismal electoral performance in 2019, so he is very much involved there. The DA further received 1 million from GT Ferreira Aligned Chandos Trust, 500,000 from billionaire Nikki Oppenheimer, 300,000 from Charles Lesseps, the executive director of Artemis Properties, 250,000 from Carl Langberger, Chief Investment Officer at Coronation Fund Managers, and 200,394 from Jody Scheckter, businessman and 1979 Formula One world champion. The DA also received a donation in kind worth 408,000 rand from the German-based Friedrich Naumann Foundation. That has been an ongoing association for a very long time, and there's a lot more behind that, and I will discuss that in my private meetings. A foundation made donations to DA in previous quarters totaling 1.2 million rand. Once you see where all of this is going, you will understand why we do not have a democracy, why we need a direct election system, and make sure that we elect individuals that we choose and prefer as the citizens of this country. I thank you very much for watching this video. Please go and read the rest of the article so that you can see what we are dealing with and why politics, the way it is now, needs to be completely changed. We need complete system change, not just political and electoral, but many others, education, the judiciary, and so on. If we don't change anything and we just change the people, things will get worse, a lot worse, before we can even imagine turning anything around. Thank you very much. Till the next video.